In this video, I'm going to share with you techniques that you can use that will help you when you are drawing straight lines. Let's start with the very first tip. If you hit Command, single quote, you can turn on grids in Photoshop. Command, single quote, turns off grids in Photoshop. If you want to change the size of your grids, if you go to Photoshop Settings and you go to Guides, Grid, and Slices, you have the ability to go ahead and change the color of the grid as well as the type of grid. I prefer the dotted line approach, but also more importantly, you can change the amount of grid lines. Those are those thick lines that divide your graph paper into segments. So I've got it set to 100 pixels. I can easily bump that up to 200 pixels. And subdivisions are the number of smaller squares within that particular grid line. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back on. You can see the grids are much bigger. And I can use this when I am attempting to draw things in perspective, or if I just want to be able to have some guidelines to look at. This is a very helpful tool. Another really useful tool is using your ruler. So if you hit Command R, it toggles the ability to view the ruler. The ruler can be set to inches. If I right click on it, I can change it to other units, such as pixels. So this makes it easy to plan things out. And then from there, I can always drag a guide. And this guide can be helpful in terms of creating some borders, for example. It can also be used as a layout tool. So I can just drag these out from the ruler and move them off like this. So let's say, for example, I wanted to go ahead and place a rectangle in that area. Now I don't have to guess. Now I've got a rectangle. It's at the perfect size. When you're having the grid visible, one thing that you want to be aware of is by default you'll have snapping turned on. And you can see here I've got snap turned off. Let me just show you what this will look like in its default configuration. By default, the snap to grid is turned on. So when you're using a brush, as you attempt to draw, and this is me just trying to make straight lines, you can see that the lines are getting a lot more wavy because the line is being pulled to try to snap as close as possible to the grid. This becomes more pronounced if I were to go ahead and make the grid distances smaller. So that's what I'll do. I'll make it to 100 pixels. It's not purely smooth, right? You can even see that when I'm trying to do a very smooth line, it has a little bit of jitter. So I would recommend turning off snap so you have the ability to go ahead and freely draw what you wish. So one thing that I like to do is I like to make diagonal lines. If I hold down the Shift key and make a straight line like this, I can hit Command T. I get a pivot point placed in the center. If I want to move the pivot point to one or the other ends, let's just choose the pivot point to be on the rightmost end. You can see it like this. Now all I have to do is draw that up. I can hit return. I'll make a copy by hitting Command J, Command T, move the pivot point down to the same spot. And now I've got something that I can work with. So I think those are also very, very useful techniques. When you're drawing diagonal lines, you can draw them out as straight lines, either vertical or horizontal, and just simply adjust the pivot point. The advantage of this approach versus using the line tool is that I am able to convey line weight. In other words, you can see this line going from thin to thick, and it looks like something I naturally drew. The last tip I'll leave you with is don't underestimate the power of analog tools when you're working digitally. These are two right angle rulers. They're plastic, they're flexible, and they do a great job in terms of producing straight lines. What I like about these rulers are they're relatively inexpensive, they're flexible, and they don't mar the surface of my drawing tablet. So I use a Wacom Cintiq 27QHD, and when I use these rulers, I can place them and slide them across the surface without having to endure any scratches. When you're selecting plastic rulers, it's very important that you select the ones that are purely plastic. You don't want anything that has any metal, either on the edge or on like a grommet. You don't want something like that because that will definitely scratch your surface if you're not careful. So those are just a few ways that you can actually work with rulers, both digital as well as analog, in your own work. If you found value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up so more folks can find it. Thanks so much for watching the videos, and I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next one. Later.